what's up, guys? Michael here. Just wanted to talk to you guys about Rogue One. I have no one else to talk to about it, really. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on the new Star Wars movie. I thought it was just epic. I thought it was awesome. I'm gonna go into some spoilers in this video because this is just me talking about Rogue One and what I thought and some of the cool things that I had about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So, first thoughts are midnight premiere. Me, the wife, Rachel, Colton, Rachel's brother, Seth, all went to the midnight premiere. Here's some of the stuff, just little bitty pieces that I filmed at the midnight premiere from where we went to.
Yeah, you're getting filmed. GarageBanter. Seth, you're finally on GarageBanter. Rogue One. I don't know how to turn it around. Fail.
Oh, you can.
Okay, we're gonna flip this way. What's up, guys?
You can edit it.
We're seeing Rogue One. Just wanted to give y'all a little glimpse of what's going on. We're here with Rachel's crippled brother that we have spoke about. Yeah, see? We weren't lying to you.
He does exist.
Oh, he does exist. Rogue One. Oh, I'm so excited. Man. Anyway, I guess that's it. Next is Rogue One. Rachel was here.
I was here.
She was here. She just wasn't present in the other videos, but she's here.
Poo head. That cheddar jalapeno is awesome. Oh, I had a funny reason. I don't remember what it was. You
First class service for Rogue One.
You've
We're in the elevator.
unrooted my actual. You see?
Look at this. Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
Gate is on. Everyone can see us.
Good sire. Y'all enjoy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
The back isn't even like too far back.
I know. First one in the theater. We have first class service for IMAX because of Crips over there. Yeah,
Coming in handy.
that's right.
That's because of GarageBanter.
His wreck it turned out to be a good thing for Rogue One. There we go.
Man, we had a blast. It was awesome. It was a good time. Let's talk a bit about the movie. For one, this movie addresses the flaw of the Death Star. Galen Erso is the one who planted the flaw in the trench there, the reactor that Luke shoots in and it destroys. The Rebels, they find that flaw in the Death Star, and now we know that Galen is the one who planted it there. So that was just awesome. That I can't say enough how good of an extension Rogue One is to A New Hope. It makes them, you could literally watch Rogue One and A New Hope, and they come together so well. When this comes out on Blu-ray, it'll just be like, I want to say it'll be like you have to watch Rogue One before you watch A New Hope now. It's that good. Let's talk about some of the deleted scenes that were in the trailers, but they were not in the movie. And there were a bunch of them. There's this one where Jyn is running with the Death Star plans on the beach, and the AT-AT shoots at them, and this scene is not in the movie. A type of that scene is in the movie, but I think it's edited. Also, we have this scene that's been well talked about where Jyn's on the catwalk and TIE Fighter comes in right here, swoops up. That's not in the movie either. That scene is in the movie. It's just the TIE Fighter is edited out. Just a bunch of deleted scenes. It makes me very anxious to see, like, they changed this movie so much. Now, I'm not griping at all. The movie was awesome from beginning to the middle to the end. It flowed awesome. It had a story. It ended well. The characters were amazing. I loved all the characters in this movie. But I'm anxious. I mean, who wouldn't be anxious to see the first cut of the movie, or before the reshoots, because there was supposed to be extensive reshoots on this movie. What that movie was. I mean, I understand people's curiosity, but I feel like people are talking about these reshoots still after the movie is already released. They're not talking about how good the movie was or how blah 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 blah. They're talking about, oh, what do these reshoots do? Blah blah blah. I'm like, it doesn't matter. The movie was excellent. It was awesome. So I mean, for one, I'm curious to see what they changed, but for me, the movie was perfect. Let's talk a little about the characters in the movie. I read Catalyst, Star Wars Catalyst, the Rogue One novel, the book that leads up to Rogue One. It follows Galen, Orson, and Lyra for the most part. It has Saul and Haas Obit in it too, which I'm really surprised we didn't see Haas Obit in this movie. I got spoiled a little bit. I read Catalyst, so I knew more backstory on Galen and Orson and Lyra. So it was hard for me at the beginning to take myself away from somebody who had read Catalyst, but it was still, I understood. It's just I can't take myself out of that. Not have read it, not any of you. So this is a question for any of you out there who watch this on our channel here at GarageBanter. If you have not read Catalyst, did the beginning make sense, or was it a cohesive beginning story to Galen, Lyra, Jin? Did you follow it, great? Because I followed it great. I mean, if you read Catalyst, you feel more for that first scene than maybe somebody who hasn't read Catalyst. Anyway, back to the characters. I'm bantering here. Cassian, oh my gosh, one of his first scenes is you see what he has had to do for the rebellion. He has a mole or a information guy that he goes to on this outpost, this trading outpost. He's a loose end, so Cassian has to kill him, or because he can't let that information get out there. And I'm like, man, that puts a whole new perspective on the rebels. Like, they had to do bad things too, and I just thought that was awesome. It was a good characterization of Cassian. Like I said, Jin's character, amazing. Some of her scenes were bravo to Felicity Jones because she did a great acting job. All of them did great acting job. None of them had a bad acting. All the acting in this movie was awesome. K2SO, my droid. I want to take a line from Finn from Force Awakens. Droid, please. But K2SO was awesome. The way his humor is not like what I had seen in the trailers. It was better. His humor was more of a smart ass and less like stupid. It was great. His humor was great. Also, Chirrut Inwal, I think you say his name, or Chirrut, let's just call him Chirrut, was an awesome character. They live, obviously, if you've seen the movie. Anyway, you got Chirrut, Baz, Bodhi. Bodhi was awesome, an awesome character. But anyway, I got all these characters were great. But what I want to talk about the characters is that people are like, they didn't flesh out the characters good enough. You didn't feel for them. I felt for every single one of them when they perished. I knew that all these characters had to go with this movie because it would affect continuity if they didn't die. This is what Star Wars does so well. I've seen and heard people say, hey, we want new Star Wars characters. We want new Star Wars characters. Well, now you get new Star Wars characters, and people are mad because they didn't flesh them out good enough. But this is what Star Wars does so well. How many characters that we first met in A New Hope that the characters were fleshed out well? Granted, that is the episodic films, and they had more movies to go on. But if you go back and look at some other Star Wars content, they gave us these characters. They're older characters. They're not younger characters. Besides Cassian, Bodhi, Jin are probably the three youngest characters in this movie, besides Princess Leia, of course, because she's young, but we'll get to that later. But they give us these characters. Now Star Wars and the team over at Lucasfilm has a chance to go back, and if they want to revisit their history, whether it be comic books, books, other movies, other forms of canon that they can go to, and we can just rediscover these characters again in their past and their history. And I think that is awesome. I think the characters served their purpose for Rogue One and gave us an opportunity to further their history. I think Rogue One did that exceptionally well. Anyway, that's my piece with the characters from Rogue One. All of them great. All the acting, amazing. The story, amazing. Let's talk a little bit about Grand Moff Tarkin and the CGI. When I first saw this movie, it didn't take me... I would be lying if I said it didn't take me out of the movie, because when I first saw him, I was excited. I was giddy. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Tarkin. But then I was like, I focused on his face, and I was like, this of course it's CGI because Mr. Cushing passed away. I found myself looking at the face and not listening to the conversation, so I missed our conversation. But the second time I've seen it, yes, I've seen the movie twice now, and it's only Monday. The first time watching it, I found myself looking at him. The second time I've seen it, I listened to the conversation. I got the conversation, so still, I think the CGI is not quite there, but it was close. It was really good. It didn't take me out of... I said it didn't take me out of it, but it did take me out of it, but in a good way. Also, Princess Leia at the very end of the movie. It was so quick that it wasn't jarring. I would rather have that than just like a shot from the back. If it was just like a shot from the back and her grabbing the plans and was like, So I'm glad we got what we got, but her CGI motion capture character was worse than, I would say, Tarkin's. But it was still good. I enjoyed it. It's not something that I would, I can't believe they did this. This movie sucks. I wouldn't do that. Let's talk a little bit about some Easter eggs. And then to end the video, we'll talk a bit about, the scene. Let's talk about a little about the Easter eggs. On first viewing, I caught one Easter egg. That was it. Besides the one that we already knew with the ghost in the left-hand corner of the fleet, I knew what to look for. I knew the ghost was there. And if you're not familiar with the ghost, it is the ship for the crew of Rebels, whether Hera, Kanan, Ezra, Zeb, Chopper, and Sabine. It's their ship from the cartoon Rebels. So the only one that I caught from the very first viewing was when the intercom comes up and it says General Syndulla, report to the boardroom or whatever it says, and I was like, oh my gosh, and it's got to be Hera, right? Why would Cham be on Yavin when he's he kind of turned to say that the Imperials or the Empire wouldn't just stop with Ryloth, they would keep going where they're going. But the ghost was in the fleet. In the next thing I talked about on the second viewing, I saw Chopper in one of the Mon Mothma scenes. He runs by, so I was like, why would Chopper be there? Why would the ghost be there and it not be Hera? So I'm assuming the intercom coming on is referring to Hera. I'm just hoping. If you don't watch Rebels, you should really watch Rebels. Rebels is awesome. And if I didn't feel awkward watching something by myself and reacting to it for you guys, I would probably watch Rebels solo and film a reaction. Also, on the second viewing, one of the Easter egg I caught was when Jyn bumps into the guy who's in custody by the stormtroopers in the streets of Jeddah. She bumps into a guy, he turns around and his face is all whack, and I want to say that it's the guy who starts the trouble in the cantina with Luke in A New Hope. I swear it's that dude. If anybody else caught that, and if you could comment below or something and let me know what you think of that guy. But I feel like it's the guy that started the trouble that ended up costing the dude his arm by Obi-Wan, I thought that was really cool if that's the case. Let's talk about the two Darth Vader scenes, which were amazing. The first one was amazing with him and Krennic. I thought that shot was amazing. The door opens, the silhouette, the shadow of Darth Vader behind Krennic, and he walks out, and that whole conversation was just like, wow. I felt like I was in Krennic's shoes. Like, I was like, he's scared. I would be scared. In the end, people are so... This line of dialogue is so controversial right now because there's people who love it and there's people who hate it. There's like no middle ground. But I loved it when Darth Vader is choking Krennic and he turns around and he's like, "Careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director." I love that line. Let me know what you thought about that line, but I'm one of the ones who loved it because It was awesome. It sounded like Darth Vader to me, smart ass, witty. And anyway, let me know what you thought. I thought that scene was amazing, but the scene at the very end was probably one of the best scenes in Star Wars history, and it only lasted like 2 minutes. If that, man, that third act, that scene with Vader, oh my gosh. It's just dark. I mean, when they said it was like a horror movie, they were not lying. It is like a horror movie because it's dark, it's gritty, and all of a sudden his lightsaber lights up and he just starts going to town. Grabs the guy and throws him on the ceiling, and then he forgets he's there, and he's like, whew, does it from behind. You're like, oh my god! It's like a instant Star Wars gasm, all over your, he stabs the guy in the stomach, and it comes out the door. They're just trying to rush to get the Death Star plan. He's like, oh, screw it, just take it. Just take it. Oh, that scene. It's got to be one of the best scenes in Star Wars history. It'll go down as one of the best scenes in Star Wars. Let's get to the final thoughts. I'm not going to give you a score here because we might do a review on Rogue One if we can get everybody together. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about it because I want to talk about it. What did you guys think of the movie? But my final thoughts is I think this movie was perfect from the first act to the second act to the third act. The third act being just epicness, pure roller coaster ride. But the movie does this very well. It builds on itself, and the characters build on each other, and the way everything ties together, the way all the characters fall in line, and the way I just thought it was cool, Rogue One, how it was a rebel crew inside of the rebels. I loved it. But I think this movie was one of the best Star Wars movie that I can think of. I mean, people are trying to compare this to The Force Awakens, Rogue One to The Force Awakens, and I don't think you can compare the two. They're two totally different things. Yes, they're both Star Wars, but they're two totally different things. One is a standalone story that had one movie to tell you how the rebels got the Death Star plans in the first place. And The Force Awakens is about a whole new set of characters, a whole new set of events that it's going to take 3 movies to flesh out the story. That's why it's different. They're two totally different movies. I love The Force Awakens and I love Rogue One, but you can't compare the two, in my opinion. I just feel like you can't compare the two. But that's my final thoughts. I felt like it was amazing. Great job to everybody involved in the making of this movie. I felt like the first act was great, the second and third. All of it was just, I thought it ran flawlessly, and it puts the perfect extension to reiterate what I said at the beginning of this video. It literally does make the perfect extension to A New Hope. I mean, as soon as this movie ends, you just want to go home and you want to pop in A New Hope and watch it from almost to where Rogue One ends, and it was just amazing. Bunch of epicness. Anyway, that's my thoughts, and I want to talk to you guys about it. Did you enjoy Rogue One? Let me know what you thought about in the comments. And take that back. Also, did for all the Game of Thrones fans out there, did you catch the Game of Thrones characters in Rogue One? I did. In the meeting scene where everybody's talking and Jen's giving her big speech, which was an awesome scene. During that scene, I was looking for Easter eggs. I was like, is Hera there? Is Kanan there? Is Ezra there? And but I caught Sir Barristan Selmy. He plays General Dodonna in this movie. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I'm Michael, and we'll see you next time.